Welcome to a new episode of Free Talk. This is Aya. Come join the conversations. Remember, you can chat with us on our socials on Instagram at freetalk.ca, on Facebook at aya.shani.315, and you can also email us at freetalk.ca@gmail.com. Let's get into today's conversation. Today, we are going to talk about a subject that is very difficult to comprehend, to understand, to believe that this actually happened. But we are committed to talking to you guys about whatever we find. And hopefully, in some cases, this is a warning to people. And in some cases, this will help people rally to stop any injustice, or I would say a criminal act that has happened here against humanity, against parents. So these parents took their baby to the hospital due to shortness of breath, and there is a lot that happened from that time till today.
When I heard it, as you said, it's shocking. It was shocking because when I heard a baby organ stolen, the first thing that came into my mind is how? How can you steal a baby's organs? But then when I started listening to the news, when the woman was talking about it and the way it happened, as you said, the baby was short of breath, so they decided to bring him to a Florida hospital and an emergency. So they brought the child with the baby to the emergency. The mother, which her name is Joyce, she brought the baby to the hospital, and then they took the baby, and a couple minutes later, because they said that they work on the baby for 55 minutes, and after 55 minutes, the baby died. So there was a group of medical people that came in, like a doctor came to tell the mother that the baby is dead. So while the mother is grieving and everything, a little bit later on, another medical staff came to tell the mother, well, the baby is in good condition, in a good state now. He's okay, he's stable. So as a mother, you heard one saying the baby is dead, and then a little bit after, another one came saying the baby is in the good condition. So of course, as a mother, you're gonna ask, what is going on? Somebody is lying somewhere. Somebody is not telling the truth somewhere. How can somebody come and really say a baby is dead? So she's starting to ask questions. I mean, if it was me, I would do the same thing. I would ask the question, how can you make that mistake? This is not something funny. So she started asking the question, and then they told her, well, we moved he's okay, so now we move him to the 6th floor, which we're going to induce him. They're going to give him an injection to for him to die. So she's like, why? And they said, because so he won't suffer, because he's going to die anyway, so he won't suffer. So she's starting to still, and she went to see apparently she went to see the baby, and the baby was still breathing, anything, but they told the mother or the parents to leave the hospital. They called the security to come and get the parents and throw them out of the hospital without the baby. So the reason they gave them is that they are loud. They're too loud. They're talking too much. They are, I'm sorry, but as always, and things that they use on Black people is the tone. So they kicked them out. And then after that, they told them that the baby is dead, that they're not going to send the baby. They're not allowed to see the baby. They wasn't allowed to see their own baby. Even though if he's dead, they're not allowed to see the baby. So they will send the baby themselves to cremation to be incinerated. So imagine you brought your child into a hospital and they are lying to you, and you try to find the information, you try to find the answer, and they kick you out and tell you that you're not even allowed to see your baby, the dead body, the dead baby. And then they actually sue the parent. They sue the parents. The hospital sue the parents and say that they're not allowed to come to that hospital ever again. And anyway, so they just told them somebody will call you, a lawyer will call you, and you guys gonna have to go to a court because the hospital decided to sue them. So while they were at home and trying to figure out what is going on, they got a phone call from the funeral home, the cremation center. And the person, thank goodness for the person who called. He's like, I'm not allowed to call. I wasn't supposed to, but he's like, what I have been seeing, what I seen about your baby is horrifying. He said the baby is missing his eyes. The baby is missing his brain. They have took the brain out, the eyes, the intestine, everything. They have emptied that baby completely. And the only thing they brought is the rest of what left of the baby. So they told them to come and see the baby before they do actually cremate the baby. So they actually run and went to the cremation place, and they saw the baby, and the woman did not even want to show the picture. She said she never seen anything that horrifying, that horrible. The baby look, it's like when it's like taking a chicken and skin that chicken, all his inside and everything out of it, even his skin. The only thing you have left is just the skin. Everything else is gone. And they did not want to, they didn't want to say it on the TV. They didn't want to show it on the TV. And now the parent is now asking for help for people to sign a petition against that hospital because they kill, and I'm not going to lie, they killed the baby. They actually killed, who knows what they did, what they need a baby for. But obviously they need something, they need the organs of that baby for something. Because he's short of breath, instead of saving him, let him die.
That's the thing that I'm not getting. Usually when something like this happens, the parents are part of the journey of everything that happens. That's their child. So if they can't save the baby, the parents are still there to go through whatever they're doing, and they have to give consent to everything going forward. So that's why this story is, I mean, it's not the only reason why this story is messed up, but I'm questioning, like, if they pronounce the baby dead, then they're like, no, the baby's stable, the parents should be with the child. And if the child, you know, their system fails again, the parents are supposed to be there. And then when anything after that happens, it's the parents that have to give consent, especially when it comes to taking anything out of the child, any organs or anything. The parents have to sign off saying yes. If not, then they bury the child or cremate the child how they want. So that's why that part is really jarring to me. And the next thing, what are they doing with this child's organs? And the third question I have is, how many times have they done this?
That is the thing. And as they always say, and another thing which is, I'm so happy you asked that question, is that, as you say, how many times have they done this? I'm sure, and as the mother saying, she's sure that they have done to a lot of people. And I mean, a lot of people, I mean, a lot of, color, color people. When sometimes they tell you that No matter how much you lie, you can lie and you can lie, but one day the truth will come out. Or they say that lying is like a pregnancy. Sooner or later, it will show. And the thing is, I'm sure they have been doing it for so long, but this time, God is like, this is the day where the truth will come out. So this is why, I'm sure this is why the mess, they did not communicate. They actually, because if they did, I'm sure all the time they do communicate and say, you go and tell them that the baby is dead. But this time God made sure that they did not communicate so that the truth can actually come out, what they're doing. And when you say that the baby, why would you take a baby's organs without asking the parent? This supposed to be something that the parent should even supposed to sue the hospital, because you cannot, no matter what, I don't care who you are, you can be the president, you can be whoever you are. My baby is my baby. It came from me. I was 9 months pregnant to give birth to that baby. That child is not your child. Whatever you want to do with that child has to come from me. I have to say yes. I have to agree. I have to sign a consent. And even when somebody say they agree, the person, that's as they say, whatever you say can be erased, it can be evaporate, but written is, it shows, it stays. So even though you say, oh, but the mother say yes, no. You have to show the proof on the paper, in the ink, saying, yes, I agree that they take the organs. Other than that, it is against any law to take anybody's baby's organs without their consent. And that, when they find out, that is the reason why they sue the parents, saying that they're not allowed to come to the hospital. And that is the reason why also they did not want the parents to be there. That's the reason why they didn't want the parents to see the baby, because if the parents see the baby, they will know 2 eyes is missing, brain is missing, everything inside, the heart, the intestine, everything is missing. So this is the reason why they did not want the parents to be there. And they said, we're going to send the baby ourselves. Who does that? What hospital does that? But they know what they wanted. And God knows, as you said, I'm not going to make exceptions, but God knows what they're going to do with those brains and what they're going to do with those intestines and the eyes of a baby. What are you going to do with 2 babies' eyes? Thank you for joining us on Free Talk. We love to hear your thoughts on what we talk about. I know some topics are a little heavy, but we have to talk about it. It is all things that are happening right now in our generation. Also, let us know your concerns and the topic you would like us to talk about. See you all soon. Bye-bye for now.